fantastic and living up to his big ratings as well. Without further ado, though, we will be jumping in to our second map of this series. It's Overpass, and it's going to be ATOX starting off on their CT side. Kaiser with a fair bit of util, and it'll be interesting to see what the game plan is here. Looking like they're going to lean over towards B.
It does indeed, and it's looking like it's going to be a very sort of fast push here from 5yclone. dobu going to be the first one to make contact here. Flash is good, but will fall there.
Oh, yeah, big opening kill from Mercury. Good time for it as well, very, very early on in the round. It means that they've got loads of time left to rework this a little bit. If they don't want to commit to B, they can back off. They can head up connector. They can wrap all the way around. Boost doesn't quite connect. Could have been a headshot. Could have been a two-man advantage. Instead, Yami's going to aggress, confirm that they're no longer in short. And the fast rotations are going to come in. And this is why this map CT-sided. Look how quickly the CTs can bounce between these two bomb sites.
They can indeed. But Messiah here in connector. Execute from above. Coolest. Hugging this wall here, not aware that there's somebody right on the other side of him.
Surely. Spots the shadow, but no. Wow. Kaze, that's absolutely perfect. Cabal and Mick left in what seems like an impossible situation, and 5yclone still taking no chances. They even throw the smoke over towards the dumpster. A little bit of pressure here from Mercury, but it's going to be Advent to take him to an early grave, and Cabal left in the 1v5. There's not a lot to save, but there's not a lot to lose, so it looks like he will just try and back away, carry across this Kevlar.
Definitely important as well. It's one less thing to buy in. As we talked about, CT economy was a massive factor in why it took ATOX so long to sort of cross the finish line last map. So they don't really want to be falling into the same pitfalls. Jamyoung, however, not wanting to let that Kevlar pass, will execute Cabal. We will be into the next round, and it will be quite interesting to see how ATOX want to play this.
Yeah, this is a big call to make, whether or not they go for a buy here. It looks like they will. So Yami buying into the Desert Eagle, another Mag 7.
I love this. I love Cabal on the Mag 7. It's not something you see every day, and I think that's interesting. It's something that, of course, we praise a lot of these teams about, is their uniqueness in situations like this.
Absolutely. And it catches us off... struggling to get my words out. Catches us off guard, catches their opponents off guard, and yeah, we'll see if it does so here. Last map didn't quite have the outcome that they were hoping for.
Not quite, but it is set up in a good position here. Fortunately, it doesn't look like anyone is wanting to peek into it, though.
It's got plenty of time.
Yep.
Bomb's been left back towards the T-spawn as well, exactly. So they could definitely regroup and try and aggress into him. He is on an exploration, though. Look how much ground he's taken. Right up short. Tucked up onto the railing. A bit of a lengthy duel to be taken if anyone does come up short. Instead, they come out con. He's good for one, but it is traded to a 4v4, and it looks like the pressure's going to be piled on to B here.
It does indeed. That's good money in the bank, though, at a very worst-case scenario.
Oh yeah, $900 a piece for those shotgun kills.
Almost
They're hard
made
to
your money
come
back on
by,
it.
but yeah, very rewarding.
Absolutely. We want to see.
Oh, big info. He's just spotted 3 of them.
You can see the rotates coming in off of that information. Yeah,
especially with the timer as low as it is. There's 30 seconds on this clock, and with 5yclone having no A control whatsoever. Yeah, Mick's just confirmed they're still in short. This has to be a B take now, so they can all stack up and all be ready for the duels to come their way. The Deagles are crisp and call us dobu. Pick them apart. There's no time to back off elsewhere. They just continue to walk into the blender.
And there's no time to plant either now.
Right up. Yeah, this is done. Jamyoung's not even going to get any loss bonus, so there's just not going to be money here for the T side in the next. This is dire.
They're hunting. They want to take this weapon out of the round. We'll get a little bit of extra money there to pad the pocketbook, Jamyoung, but that is a round they really didn't expect to be losing. Off the back of that Mag 7, of course, that Mag 7 is being the, I think that's the round winner there. And as you can see, they've chosen to bring it into the next round as well. So it must be working somehow.
Yeah, I don't know if he quite did it all, but it was definitely the catalyst and a bit of a confidence booster. Still pulls it out. I mean, Cabal doesn't opt for it. It's dropped over to Mick, but they fancy it, right? They know that they're not going to be up against all too much here, even if a full wide does come into fruition. Dobu, aggressive, and yeah, actually, taking no prisoners. They're saying, look, we've taken the second round, we're confident, so we're going to take loads and loads of map control, and Yami somehow slipped through the cracks. They're just expecting him, and there we go, 3B kill. Chance at another, under a bit of pressure here, though.
Not really much room for escape here, and Cabal getting that kill on Connector. That's bomb dropped as well in the open. Zaya, again, left in the clutch once again, something that we've said all too often this series so far. Knows there's one in Connector, has to try to retrieve that bomb.
Yeah, Yami needs to not fight this. He's making the right call to just sort of back off a little bit here, Mick. Oh, wow.
With the Mag 7.
With the Mag 7, even able to upgrade into that M4. So, yeah, it's done its job. It's found a couple of kills. He gets an extra $900. Now sits at 5k in the bank. And 5yclone have got nothing to work with. So it'll be a full eco on their side of the camp. 3 to go on the board here for ATOX. A brilliant start to their opponent's pick, especially a map up in the series, showing that, yeah, this confidence is still brimming.
It is. The shots have been clean, and they've been pieced together a lot more. You can tell that sort of the communication is just a lot better, and they're working better as a team. You can see that 5yclone struggling to sort of find anything here, really. Little bit disappointing. Coolest absolutely mowing them down. Gets 3. Dance around the fountain for a 4th, and it is just Messiah once again. Last man standing. So often now.
Yeah, anyone would start to, well, if he was in my team, I'd be saying he's baiting. Even if he isn't. It's just always a bit too much of a coincidence when you've got a teammate last alive every round. But yeah, finished off. Decent damage, all things considered. It was a full eco, right? And even though it was eco frags, Coolest's little multi was quite nice to watch.
It's bought him an AWP as well. So upgrades all round, and of course, as we said, AWP's playground this map.
Yeah, gives him some extra cash. Pulls out the sniper. Interesting, because it wasn't him AWPing on Ancient. He was often dropping it over to Yami. So, yeah, historically a primary AWPer, but sort of since coming in roster, he seems to have picked up the more secondary role.
Oh, Shib's in the smoke. Flick back is good for 1.
Okay. Back into the 4-on-4 then. No further pressure here towards B. But ATOX seem to be pretty aware of this, right? Things have gone dead silent. They're going to take long control. Try and get a little bit of early info. If they can spot out Advent, then they can pull an extra rotation over. And there it is. Shoulder spotted. Confirmed that that's where they're headed. Still a minute on this clock, though, and Connector exists. So they do have to proceed with caution.
They do indeed, but it does look like they're wanting to push this issue. Coolest with another kill and a second. Oof. Can they get the 3rd? Spots the head there.
Oh, that's lovely. Yeah, Coolest just farming with this sniper, and Yami's flick up to the headshot. Doesn't get much better than that. Flank in as well. Kaze under so much pressure. He'll be dropped. Mick the only man falling. And it is a near perfect round of Counter-Strike from ATOX. They are pulling out all the stops here. That was against a buy round, by the way. And they actually got it done more convincingly than they did against the full eco.
Absolutely.
Definitely shows that, yeah, they're just coming into their element here. They've been doing their homework.
Oh, we can see our first timeout used. Definitely a well-timed one as well. Things starting to slip out of their grasp really quickly, really early on as well. So possibly trying to get this back under control as well. Not letting it slip away too far too early on.
Interesting to sort of touch upon these pauses, right? Because we didn't see either one of these teams use a single pause in the first half of Ancient.
Oh, no, then, not in the first half, no, sorry.
Yeah. Then after the pissed around of the follow-up loss, 5yclone then called a pause. And it felt like a little early on in the second half, but I liked it. Like, you got 4 to use, so why not, right? Yeah, it's never really too early in a situation like that. But yeah, calling them much, much earlier here in this game because things are getting out of hand earlier. It felt quite back and forth at the start of Ancient, and then it started to lean ATOX's way towards the end of the first half. But yeah, their CT side's looking fantastic. They're up against Pistols again. It should be another breeze. And not only are they winning rounds, but their economy's building up as well. 6-7k in the bank, and that's only going to extend further.
Absolutely, and as we've said, economy has been the name of the game, especially on the CT sides. So it's really good to see them getting that sort of, cash in the back pocket for later on. Gives them that little bit of leeway, a little bit of a buffer as well, if things start to go south.
Damage control important here for ATOX. Don't lose these guns. Don't give them to your opponents. Keep them down in the mud.
Absolutely, and that's why we can see it a little bit of a quieter round as well. Nobody really wanting to make the first mistake here. And it will be Yami called upon to make first contact here. Needs multiple. Ooh. Gets away with just one with their life. Going back for more though.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, you said he needs multiple. In my head, I'm thinking he just needs to not die. That's the more important thing. Get one, fall away. But yeah, maybe gets a little too greedy there.
A little hungry.
Fancies finding some eco kills. Fancies a bit of stat padding and gets punished in the process. Tech9 overwhelms him. And a 4v4, but dobu jump spotting. If he does it again, he'll see them coming out of connector instead. Reels it in a little bit. Throws a molly.
It being so quiet
25.
over on the A side, though, that will be information in and of itself that nobody's home.
Dances around the pillar, confirms that they're on short. Should just be able to deny this plant, shut things down. A little expensive, but Mix there to finish off the job. Lovely little double from dobu there too. So no extra cash going the T's way for a bomb plant or any big multi-kills or anything like that. So 5-1, ATOX, really, really good start here. A couple of players actually hitting double digits pre-buy in this round, but after the reinvestments, that's no longer the case. AKs on everyone here for 5yclone. No opportunity for an AWP to go into anyone's hands. So yeah, it is going to be just a rifle round. We'll see what they can do with it. On the other side of things, 2 orbs.
That Molotov is good. Will force Coolest off the angle as well and back up connector. Stops any early frags, opening frags coming in. Grab through the smoke, not going to find anyone just yet. Just asserting dominance.
They certainly are. Look at the control they've taken. Again, one right up short, but beautiful early headshot onto Mick. We'll open up the door a little bit here on the B site. Retake on its way. With no short presence at all, it really does feel like dobu's position just goes to waste completely.
Absolutely. You can see them all crowding around here, underwater, under heaven. Smoke is good and will stop any sort of line of sight here. Delays the retake just a little bit. 2 orbs, though, in the situation. Not ideal.
Yeah, they're going to save here.
They are. Just too expensive.
I like that. Love that from Coolast. Helping his teammate out. He's stuck over in graffiti. Says, there you go, there's a smoke. Get out of here. Come and save with us. They'll be able to comfortably pull off a buy into the next. And yeah, I mean, a bit of a shame to be giving that one up. But double sniper setup, it's very, very subjective. Very, very situational.
Absolutely. Interesting to see that they don't get the round after the timeout, but the round after that, I think is quite interesting. Which sort of implies to me that maybe it was sort of long-term plans, not just necessarily the round ahead that they were talking about. But it's good to see them finally getting around, not letting ATOX get too much on the board here in a row, which of course is sort of the aim of the game, is trying to build rounds upon each other consecutively.
You do often see teams, they'll call, and there's kind of multiple reasons for this that I don't really have time to get into, but a lot of the time you will see teams call a pause just before their eco round for them to discuss the buy round. So obviously the round prior to that one, they just had those pistols. So yeah, it is kind of all about long-term plans, and yeah, there's several reasons for why teams do this. But maybe we have some pauses or something I can touch upon a little bit later. Double AWP still in play, though, for the CT side.
Very
Still no sniper here for the attack either. But as you said before, it's something that really plagued them in the last. So, yeah, these 2 AWPs, they need to make sure they hit their shots before the site is lost. The second they're in a retake situation, There's not a lot they can do about it.
Now this quiet round has got ATOX a little bit paranoid here as well. Ooh, not for long though. That is the kill they need to kick them back into gear here.
A huge 4-man stack on the B-bomb site. Now 3, but still should be ready. As the flashes rain over, Mercury takes a lot of damage, and they're going to start to press in. Kaze takes a little bit through the smoke as well. Cabal, that felt unnecessary. And is the first domino that causes a huge ripple effect. Dobu has to try and recover this, but he's now been spotted. There's no way he gets out of this alive. Needs Yami's support, and he'll receive it. And unfortunately can't follow up with his, but a flick through the box actually does the damage. 12 HP, this becomes doable. Get your pistol out, my friend. They're only one shot away from death. But as he starts to press up, AK gets him down to 3. Kaze will finish off the job, and 5yclone do put themselves back in the picture and close this gap up. 5-3. They will still be up against another buy. The CT economy's still thriving. But
Timeout called.
tactical pause first, yeah.
Isn't this, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, the first pause that we've seen ATOX take?
Yes, yeah, throughout the whole series, yeah.
So it's interesting to see that they've called it now. Why do you think they've called it sort of now? They've not really had a reason to in the first map. They sort of had it very under control. What do you think they're talking about in this one then?
Where they're losing the B control. And I can tell you, it's just over aggression, right? They've got a little too comfortable with 5yclone playing a very passive default, and therefore ATOX in many of these rounds have just, without contention, been able to take that short control. Then 5yclone have realised this and they've said, we've been giving up too much map control. Let's try and take early short, which is what they've been doing. And ATOX have been caught out a couple of times now where they've tried to walk through smokes or where they've tried to just get a little too exploratory. So yeah, they just need to hone that in, just really align a tiny bit, and they should be okay. But no, they've not said that at all. They've said something else, so it cost them the early advantage. And that one there as well. Why is Yami getting aggressive in mid like that? I just don't get it. I just don't get it. But each to their own. 5yclone with a man advantage once again.
If at first you don't succeed, try and try again, they say. So maybe it's sort of hoping that one of these times it'll work. Definitely interesting, as you said. It would have made more sense to sort of try reel them back. But that is not what we see. Maybe they're trying to meet the fire with fire, potentially?
Well, I think anyone will tell you can't fight fire with fire. So, yeah, whilst it's always a fun, ambitious attempt to watch, it never seems to pan out the way you want it to. Dobu, lovely headshot, does actually bring it down into a 3-on-3, so definitely doable here, but it's going to be a retake. No one on the site to deny that plant. The smoke will give him a bit of cover to press forward, though, so kind of helps out both teams here. Yami kicks out wide, spots one crossing, now they're under pressure.
Well, with that kill here on Jam Young, I'd push them back a little bit, give them that space and that room to breathe. But Kaze! Just a one-on-one.
Could have been both.
Dancing around the pillar. Time is ticking as well.
This is so awkward to watch.
Coolest has to get on that bomb now. Has the kit as well. Gonna be close, but should have it there.
No, he's got it. He's got it. That is absolutely ridiculous. Difficult to watch and just... Oh, that was, yeah, rough. Really, really rough.
Yeah.
I don't want to say poorly played from 5yclone, but just needed one bullet. The whole time he was low. The whole time Coolest was a one hit.
Trying to just buy time, I think. Just trying to push that bomb timer like closer and closer down, I think. That was going through the head. Is, as you said, one shot, but difficult angle there. Really awkward, sort of dancing around the pillar. Yeah,
and you can get in your own head a little bit about it when, like, you know that you just need to buy time. You're not actually really aiming to kill them, right? You're just trying to, like, bait out shots and whatnot. But yeah, obviously nerves as well. High pressure game, high pressure situation.
Ooh, missed shot.
Hold their own. That's really messy from both. I mean, Coolest.
Two missed shots
Okay,
there.
fine. Misses his shots, but Yamyo sprays a whole AK mag. This is definitely not...
It's not the clean game
either
that
of
we
these
saw
teams
in
at
map
their
1.
best, right? Yeah, it's not the game that we saw in map 1, and it really doesn't seem to be the absolute best from either one of these sides. Advent, nice headshot.
Ooh, Mercury threw a gap in the smoke there.
Yeah, this is a nice little round recovery. This is better. This is much better from 5yclone. 3-man advantage, not taking casualties is exactly what they need. ATOX probably back off here as well. They don't have too much money to work with, even though they did win that last round, obviously only keeping one player alive. And the couple of round losses prior to that's really depleted their funds. So
It looks like Messiah's
not a lot they
going
can do about
hunting,
this one.
though.
I don't think they'll find him.
I don't think they will. It's a very awkward position as well. Bomb time are already half gone as well, so it looks like Yami's safe for now. Good one to get back on the board though, stopping sort of when we've seen ATOX get these rounds, they've been able to piece together a lot in this game so far. So CycLone stopping them being able to put more than one round together has really destroyed their economy as well. We were talking about them having sort of massive amounts of money stacked in their favor, and look at where it's gone now.
Well, 2 rounds that separate these squads. Double eco here for ATOX, so it looks like they are going to try and buy around this M4. There it is. For CycLone, they make the right call not to hunt. There's still a fair few rounds to be played in the half. They don't have tons of cash, so building up that bank is definitely beneficial. But they've got a bit of a ticket back into this. Now, remember we were talking in the pre-game about the fact that this map is inherently very CT-sided, and therefore... Oh, Advent, under a bit of pressure. But yeah, therefore, ATOX, if they end up with like an 8-7 half, whilst it's decent, it's still going to be something that CycLone are very, very happy with, and confident that when they move over to their defence, they'll be able to swing things their way. Slower stuff here in this one. Don't want to be dying to the pistols, so regrouping, aggressing towards long, a B stack in place at the moment, but in the next few seconds, they'll probably start to realise that no one's home and get the rotations flowing.
It looks like they're sort of on their way already.
Big rotation.
Mercury going to be spearheading this long push. We'll take first contact. Dodges a bullet. Immediately thrown back into the firefight though.
Oh, this could be enough, you know. They've got all 5 on the site whilst they've lost the early man. Mercury's doing a great job. But the trades are there. The man advantage goes in their favour. And you can just see the cogs turning when all 5 are on the site. CycLone, they sort of get complacent. They find those 2 opening picks and they think, okay, yeah, it's clear. Get this bomb down. Like, let's roll with this.
It's on top of the box as well.
Overwhelmed. There's extra players behind the site. The bomb's in the most awkward position ever. It's actually up on top of dice. And Messiah just cuts his losses, falls away. ATOX take a round. They had no business in winning. What a lovely turn of events for them.
Beautiful Counter-Strike being played there. Now, Messiah, we've said this so many times, Messiah left, once again, last man alive. Now,
always the way.
Always the way. Very weird place for the bomb to fall there as well. So even if he had got a couple more kills, sort of jumping up to try and retrieve it, it's not.
Yeah,
it's not pretty.
Awkward, right? Yeah. And that's where you see those kind of awkward plays happen. Messiah, he's often left in these clutch situations.
We've said it a lot, yeah.
Lurks. He's lurking in so many of these rounds. You see where he was there. Whilst all of his teammates were working their way up long, he was sort of that man that was holding for the connector rotation and just sort of playing a much more defensive approach to these scenarios. And whilst his firepower may be a little bit missed on the bomb site, and obviously if he was there a little bit sooner, maybe could have found a trade or two, it's also very, very important that you've got someone watching your backside, you've got somebody cutting off that hard flank, either all the way around from Fountain or someone on their fast rotation through Con. So yeah, definitely like a valuable piece to the puzzle, but in so many of these rounds, he's just had no opportunity to have any impact. It's just like his teammates execute, they will die, he's left in an impossible situation, and it's either go and save or try and find a couple of consolidation frags, but it's never a contentious round for him to try and clutch up. 7-4, ATOX looking great, but they are up against another buy, so this one should be another brawl.
Should be a little bit more competitive. And we can finally see Kaze back on the orb, of course. Hopefully, we'll find the impact, as we said, definitely the map for it. And then not wanting to push the issuing connector too much, happy just to sit back and wait for someone to walk towards him. Very, very quiet, very passive round so far.
A slower approach again. finally, ATOX sort of reeling it in. I mean, I say that, we have seen it for a couple of rounds, but it's just another nice example of it. Not pressing for the short control. Actually not really playing anybody too aggressively on the site either, other than Mick, who's in towards the barrels early on in the round. They were just playing a little further back, expecting that if a B execution does come through, they're going to smoke CT, and then they can go for a boost, and they can try and sort of hold it from an arm's length.
Absolutely.
50 seconds left, though, and CycLone really letting this clock tick down.
They have, and they're stacked towards the site as well, so they're about to run into a fully stacked site here.
Well, pressure applied. dobu about to take contact. It's actually Mick to draw first blood, though, and it's a clean headshot to do so. With 30 seconds left, they've got to make their minds up here. Jamyoung's got a good position on long, but they don't have a lot of time, and they're going to go for the rotation. This is dangerous.
Oh, that kill on Mercury there, and seeing them flee up into connector will be the information they need. Corliss already in position to punish. He wants to get the second. Up close and personal with the no-scope. What a round. What a way to close it out there. Not what I expected. When we saw them, fleeing up connector, that was the information passed over that sort of they may be rotating. Very last minute decision. Would have been cutting it very close on getting that bomb down as well. But Corliss there, holding down the site, holding down the fort. What a unit.
Yeah, he's really sprung to life with this AWP here in this second map, but ATOX pulling away once again, and this is sort of how it went, I guess. In the first map too, it was a little back and forth. It felt like we could see a contentious half, and then just when you least expect it, ATOX pull away from the pack. Lovely little 1-for-1 trade. Puts us into a 4-on-4. These situations do ordinarily favour the T side, but with such a lack of util. No offensive util, by the way. So it's not like they've got any mollies that can sort of flush out a sandbags player or anything like that. It's just 2 smoke grenades, 3 flashbangs. That's all they've got for the execute. And it looks like that execute is going to be over towards B once again. A minute on this clock. So it starts to take a bit of control.
Absolutely.
2-man defence in place here to try and stop this from going down.
And it's been really good to see them reel it back in, and it's been working so well for them. Mick there, kill one.
Ooh.
We'll get a second before is traded out, and it is a 2-on-2 here. Once again, all left in sort of the retake situation. In a weird position as well. Look at it. It's playing from construction.
Yeah, it's a horrible position to have an AWP, and he's going to have to walk up scoped in as well, otherwise he'll give away that position. So, waiting for his teammate to take contact. He can then start to walk out a little bit based off of the information on the positions. Molly deployed, smoke on the bomb, swaps out to the AK as he starts to work his way up. He's killed on the cross, and Messiah and Unison finds the headshot onto Cabal. So nice recovery from CycLone. Could have definitely been an ATOX round, but yeah, trading evenly on the initial duels on the B site certainly wasn't enough. And 8-5 we go. Still a very, very good chance for a strong half here for the CT side. But when you look at the rounds, when you look at the money, if they lose this one, then it's almost a guaranteed 8-7.
It is indeed.
If they win it, then it's almost a guaranteed 10-5. So this has got a lot of weight behind it.
It does indeed, and it may well decide sort of, not necessarily the game, because as we said, sort of very CT-sided, but going into this 10-5 definitely gives you that buffer that you need. Spray through the smoke is really good. A lot of damage done there on dobu.
Jump spots. Very, very good start here for CycLone again, though, as I was saying before. Not done a very good job at finding these opening picks and going untraded. So, yeah, man advantage like this is always going to do them a whole load of favours.
Absolute gold dust, yeah. You can see them pushing out through connector here, looking like they're heading towards B. Won't be met with any resistance just yet, though.
Walking his way out with the sniper. All 5 going to burst onto B again. I mean, they had good success with it in the last round, so I guess if it ain't broke, don't fix it. dobu desperately rotating around. The issue is he's got an MP9. He's trying to play with it at range. Spots one on the site. Oh, no, Cabal. Oh, he was so patient. So patient, doesn't pull the trigger the entire round. And then when he does, it's premature still, somehow.
The trigger discipline, you know, that doesn't always pay off. You see so many beautiful clips with it, but sometimes, just sometimes, it leads to the most frustrating moments. You know, you've been waiting, and suddenly your chance is gone.
Suddenly the guy spins around, shoots you in the head.
I hate it. It's that sixth sense, you know, when someone's watching and you can just feel it.
Yeah.
I don't have that sixth sense in Counter-Strike. I will just get shot in the back. But you know, some people have that sixth sense, you know?
Yeah, I feel you. Especially at pro level. A lot of players got that sixth sense. Literally happened to me yesterday. I went crazy. I was right behind someone, and I was like, okay, cool. Play a bit of trigger discipline. Might even go for a knife kill. And then they just turn around for no reason. And yeah.
But a little bit overconfident then.
Yeah, maybe just a little. 8-6 though. Now with a couple of weapons saved, I said like if they lose this round, then it's sort of a guaranteed 8-7 half. Wasn't really accounting for the fact that there actually might be a couple of weapons carried across. So
including
with that factor
a
coming in, yeah, and a mag 7, right? Yeah, there's definitely a chance that ATOX could pull a 9th here. All comes down to how much damage that mag 7 can truly do. Come on, Cabal.
It's a did it get a
Give
buff
us the
recently,
source.
or is ATOX just playing difficult and confusingly? Do you think?
I think it's the latter. I think it's difficult and confusing.
I like it though.
Never
It
let
really
them know
throws
your
people
next move.
Now pushing up here from Con. Mercury not quite into his scopes just yet. Yami, really advanced position up here long. Take a lot of space. Jump boost, unexpected.
Ooh,
Gets one. Lot of damage. Runs out of bullets though.
2 of them are 1 HP.
Oh.
Ooh. Okay.
Talk us through that.
Even trades. I mean, that's amazing damage from Yami there. It's a shame that he couldn't find that third. If he does, then he actually stays alive, and then we really do have an advantage on our hands. Instead, it's a 3v3. And Ben's just spotted an arm. Beautiful flick up to the head. It's the Deagle here. It's the weaker weapons that are left kicking. And Cabal, a mag 7, and he's miles away from the action. It's just not the gun for the situation, and Advent will finish off the job. 8-7. We're going to go to a 3-minute break, folks. When we return, we'll be back in the second half to see if they can pull this back.
Hello, it looks like we are back.
Yeah, underway with the second half then, folks. 8-7, and ATOX, well, they're going to be coming in with just these blocks. Actually, no, I say that. That's a P250 right there.
And Julie's.
And some util to go with it as well.
Julie's on CycLone.
Julie's on, yeah. Messiah. Messiah.
Mercury.
We've seen him a couple of times. A lot of aggression onto short. That was not the right play at all.
Didn't get to see that Julie's used a tool there.
No. I don't even know if he fired off a shot. It was just the Glocks galore. And, yeah, two-man advantage. They're going to start to regroup a little bit here.
They are. Messiah in a little bit of a tricky situation with so many people coming up long. Flash is good, though.
Messiah's under a lot of pressure. By himself. Oh, okay, the movement, the timing. It's good, but Yami gets off more damage. Coolest there as well as Jamyo tucked down. Head behind the barrels. They've not cleared him, and he, well, waits for his moment to pounce. Pokes up, big headshot, follows up with another, and somehow we've got a round on our hands. 2v2.
So quickly that turned around there as well. Bomb, gonna try go down, tap it. Bait out the shots there.
Dancing around, so difficult to hit when he's moving, just all over the place. Jumping, strafing. Messiah, another big headshot. It's all on to Coolest. They had a two-man advantage in this round, and now he's got a 2v1 to clutch up. 41 points of health, waits for the timing to peek out around the pillar, and it's not going to come through. 8-8, scoreline ties up. Big pistol round win for the CycLone squad, but with the bomb plant going down with 3 kills found, ATOX likely will try and go for a buy in this one. But yeah, that is not the outcome that they were hoping for off of the back of those early duels. And I can't help but feel like they should have just grouped up and played together in that scenario. I know that it was, more sort of cracked individual shots from CycLone that got that one going their way. But yeah, considering they were in a 5v3, they could have just played together, played the trading game. Instead, it really felt like they overcomplicated things.
Just a little bit there as well. And of course, as you said, Force Bite is coming out there. Some pretty good weaponry nonetheless, actually. A couple of AKs, Galils. Unfortunately, something relegated only to a Deagle. But, you know, sometimes you've got to make those sacrifices for the greater good. Slow round here. Everyone inching slowly forward, waiting for first contact. And it will be Mercury likely to spot the first head.
Interesting buy here for ATOX. Normally when you get the bomb plant, you see the second round come with a few Galils, maybe a couple of Mac 10s, you got a bit of util. That's not the case here. We have 2 AKs, a Galil, and then a Deagle and a Mac 10. And not very much utility at all. So, an interesting approach.
Sheer firepower sort
kind of
of
relying
approach.
on the skill of the 2 top fraggers, right? They're in the hands of Dobu and Yami, who are both on 12 frags. See if their mechanical aim can carry them to a round win. A little bit of damage dealt early, but no kill found for the CT side. 40 seconds left on this clock. They're going to start to regroup and hit over towards B.
It looks like they might have sensed this as well. They're toying with the idea of sending somebody else down. Advent tucked into this corner here as well. Mick to be the first to drop here.
Advent still stayed completely silent as well, so throughout all of this, still has a chance to pounce. Instead, he's hard cleared. Cabal needs one more, though. As Kaiser rotates over, big shot from the scout, follows up with a head as well. It's lovely stuff. Even if he doesn't hit that shot, likely that Mercury in from short would have been able to do so. But regardless, 9-8, CycLone take the lead. They demolish the buyout from ATOX. And
the
we're
Nova.
going to pull a quick tactical pause here. A Nova? Oh my goodness.
We were talking about this in the break, weren't we, M&J? We were talking a little bit about this, how it's an interesting choice to see so many shotguns coming out. I personally love it. Now, I'm a little bit of a sort of chaotic good person. I like a good shotgun. I think it really throws the round into disarray. But I can't help but feel that maybe there's a bit of an overuse of the shotguns.
How many times have you watched Asian Counter-Strike?
A couple.
A couple.
I play a lot of shotguns. I'm a very sort of shotgun player. I like being that ratty sort of person. We talked about it. You know, Nuke will likely see a lot of this as well.
Have you ever checked your extended family tree? You got any relatives on the other side
I
of the pond?
haven't checked my extended family tree actually. I might have to. I might have to go
maybe.
do that now. Is it a
Maybe there's a bit of
particularly
Asian
big
blood in
symbol of
you.
Asian Counter-Strike of the shotguns?
Not particularly, no.
Oh,
But
okay. Well, you let me on there.
Asian Counter-Strike can sometimes just be a little bit wacky. It can just.
I like it. I like it. It's
yeah,
crazy
bring
and I
us
love it.
something. Go on.
Oh,
right.
that's right.
I really don't know why he's forced into that one. This was like a no-brainer eco round here for the T side. Everybody else didn't spend a penny, so for Mick to be buying himself an over like that really doesn't make a lot of sense, especially with the armor around it as well. Just to pay it off, you needed 2 kills, and that wasn't going to happen. So 10-8, flawless round for CycloNe. Lovely little recovery from them as they take the lead. They continue this momentum. Now they've got to face up against the buy though. Coolast with that AWP, CycloNe paying a bit of a bonus. Coolast has been a real menace with that sniper. So now he's got it back out. I expect him to do some damage.
Absolutely. We can see that Mick, who of course did buy the Nova last round, relegated back to a Deagle, not quite afforded the rifle.
Yeah, there's no need for it. He could have an AK right now if he didn't do that. I don't get it. But
it's not for us to get. Maybe that we don't have the full strength, you know. Ooh, almost caught there on the jump over was Mercury. Pushed up really far here. Perfect angle for the SMGs.
The ATOX are starting to make mistakes here. This is actually a little bit sad to see. They knew that he was aggressive in Playground. To be jumping around that corner without your gun out, he's not expecting to take a close gunfight. He's expecting him to maybe be back a little bit further towards a slide or something, but there's no excuse. You gotta be approaching that with caution. Coolast confirms that there is one towards Party as well, so they're under a lot of pressure right now. Good flash, but Mercury doesn't deploy his smoke, gets his gun back out, mows them all down, and yeah, he just doesn't need his teammates. He's doing it all himself. This is going to be an ace for Mercury. It's nothing too flashy, it's just confidence.
That was beautifully done there.
They just walk into him, one by one. They feed him.
Cool, calm, collected there. I really can't help but feel that was not the play over there at Playground. Not really ideal to be feeding that. Of course, leading with the AWP as well wouldn't have been what I would have gone for. But Mercury, nonetheless, cannot, got to sing the praises where they're due as well.
That was horribly Playground from the top. Just to
trying to sugarcoat it, but it's just it wasn't great.
Gonna sugarcoat it. It was terrible. Hopefully they don't do that again, because that was bad. Pistols leaning over towards B. It actually feels like they're a little bit lost here on their T side. They're running out of options, and yeah, it's quite clear that they're not really sure how to go about these rounds. I do not envy Coolast in this situation, having to likely call on the fly. This is a map that they don't really play, and therefore they're not going to have the same sort of set strategies and coordination that you maybe expect from other teams at this caliber. To be honest, I really don't think they were expecting to play it today in this series.
Neither. It's not a
this
map
is a little bit of a curveball. It's easy to play your CT side, but as soon as you move over to your attack, you've got to have a bit of an action point.
Absolutely. Jamyung there with a kill on Yami, just to sort of cement their lead in this round. Tech9 is good. Ooh, Tech9's are great even. 2 kills opens up a little bit of room for conversation here, but health isn't good. And Messiah in perfect position here to punish, and it's just over 16 points of health. Down to 0, 12th on the board there for CycloNe.
If Messiah isn't there, then yeah, it could have been a very different outcome, but weren't able to get onto the site, weren't able to get that bomb down, and without the util, no smokes or flashes to give them safe passage. 12-8, 4-round lead here for CycloNe, as yeah, they are starting to pull away from this one a little bit now. ATOX back on a buy, but no AWP for Coolast. And as I said before, I really, really do expect CycloNe to sort of just run away with this one. They've looked much, much better on their CT side. ATOX have looked very lackluster since moving over to their attack.
Absolutely.
A little bit of early pressure. Okay, Mick with a nice entry. Messiah maybe getting a little too big for his boots there.
Dobu spots the one on barrels as well. Having desperately just trying to get out of here alive, and gets one on the way out, no less.
Yeah, it's crisp. 4 before. Jamyang playing a dangerous game, but I like it. Off angle works over the smoke. Gives them the man advantage. And after a shaky start, they actually recover it and put the round back in their favour.
Now just a little bit of the waiting game, waiting to see who moves first. A little bit of spray there from Barrels Cabal. In the perfect position to see the reposition himself. Jamyang will be taken down. Spam through the wood. Pushing through the smoke. Smoke not respected and paid the price there as well. Mercury from the heavens, desperately trying to find something, anything here as well. Yami tapping away. Health here is not good. Doesn't really matter up against the likes of the AWP. But they do have to try to get this plant down eventually. Reposition here from Mercury.
To me, this feels like a bit of a must-win round for ATOX, and it's concerning that they're so low on health, especially with Kaze on an AWP, likely to swap it out unless Mercury can get both done without the need of his teammates' help. Perhaps not, but Kaze will follow up with a flick on the Deagle regardless. It's 13 here for the CT side. They continue their streak, and yeah, as I said before, ATOX needed that one. Things were looking good. Things were going their way.
They were.
And now their opponents are 3 away from the finish line.
It's a difficult one. We have seen ATOX get basically nothing in this half so far. Now we see another timeout used. Only 2 left to go, and we are getting very near to that sort of that map point. So there's not much opportunity left for them to use it potentially. Gap isn't huge. It's not ideal, but a timeout coming in nonetheless. Money, again, shaky situation. This is, again, another one of these must-win rounds. And unfortunately, all of the rounds that we've set that here for ATOX, unfortunately, haven't gone their way.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like it's been a whitewash, right? They've definitely come close in some of these rounds, but since moving over to their T side, they have really struggled to convert any of their way and actually have any sort of major impact on this half. Rifles out again for the CTs then. AWP on Kaze, which was saved from the last. Everybody else can comfortably reinvest those M4s. 8Ks for the attack. No AWP. Not down to lack of desire for one, but down to lack of opportunity. As Messiah deploys his smoke into short. Sorry, into connector. The door's open. He has a sightline into short. He starts to work his way back. Needs to be careful. Flash over the top. And he just slips away in the nick of time.
Backed up by his teammates. They are going to fall back a little bit. Not really wanting to take the fight to them on this round here. Just keeping an eye there on Long. Covering his teammate. Going to push up. Just a little bit. Mercury here will have to contend with 2.
Nick. Working his way up. This one's definitely been much slower. 50 seconds on this clock. And both teams yet to, well, I was going to say draw blood. They have drawn blood. It's on to Coolust and Yami, but
yet to
nothing too substantial. 40 seconds left. They're still keeping this at bay. Yami, this is a strange one. I guess Yami's going to try and go for a really late flank here. It's going to be the insurance policy. His teammates need to have success for him to have any opportunity.
Dobu ready to punish Jamyang here if he pops his head up.
They don't have time for this.
They don't.
They do not have time for this. No, this is so lackluster. This is exactly what I was talking about before. They don't even have the command control. So this round's just done. Mercury, beautiful triple kill. And this is bad. This is really, really badly played from ATOX. And again, it's just a real testament to the fact that they've been thrown onto Overpass, a map that they're clearly not expecting to be playing. And yeah, they're not giving us anything here on their T side.
Absolutely. It definitely looks like they're a little bit out of their depth on this one. Not a map that when we were talking yesterday about what we expected to see, not something that even came into the conversation really. So we're definitely seeing that lack of a sort of strat book, a unique strat book coming into effect as well. They've not got anything unique or flashy to offer, and you can see these sort of very careless juvenile mistakes starting to creep in a little bit as match point creeps slowly closer and closer here.
Out of their depths indeed. Piranha's nibbling at their toes. Tech 9. Oh, wow. Dobu, that was free. That was a free kill, and he's dropped it. And in the meantime, Mercury has gone absolutely stellar.
One-man
How
army.
he gets away with that is just criminal.
Look at him, 26 and 12. He's just been given the opportunities to absolutely farm ATOX there.
Oh, it's just ridiculous. Head on a swivel. 3 beautiful kills. He's still alive and kicking as well. Jamyoung's going to come in and finish off the job. 15-8. Map point here on their pick. Much better stuff from 5yclone. Feels like they were slow starters, right? They certainly could have taken Ancient. We've seen them in the past win maps on that, and actually win maps against ATOX there. But, yeah, it's early. Maybe not for them, but for us. Maybe early in their Counter-Strike day, perhaps. And, yeah, maybe just taking a little bit of time to get warm to the series. But they seem to be on fire right now. And ATOX have no way of extinguishing them.
Absolutely. We can see Mercury being sent back down connector, a position that he is clung to so dearly as well, and has done such a diligent job on this. They're actually going to be the first to take contact here, and we'll get 2. Good name.
Needless damage taken from Yami. Oh, this is done. No, this is done. This is absolutely done. Just looking to put a bow on top as the door opens. Messiah doesn't even want to poke his head over. He's going to let his teammate take the brunt of the firefight. He'll find a freebie if needs be, and it'll be Jamyoung to take it. Yami left alone. He's on 36 health, and he's only on 36 health because he ran through a playground molly for no real reason. He had his knife out as well, so it wasn't even like he was expecting to take a gunfight.
Bit of
1v5. Yeah, it's just been. I think they were sort of mentally checked out of the game probably 5 or 6 rounds ago.
It's
maybe
definitely demoralising when you've lost so many in a row and had such a devastating half as well. After such a strong half, losing so many can be devastating. It looks like we might be getting the final engagement of the map right here.
Advent finishing things off then. A flawless round just to really add insult to injury. And I think that's really the epitome of that second half as well. Domination. 7 on the trot. No, sorry, 8 on the trot.
8 on the trot.
Yeah, 8 on the trot to go from an 8-7 half to a 16-8.